a gross dereliction of duty by surrendering the safety of American people to our open borders.
But see, Donald Trump's immigration policy is rooted in a lot of falsehoods. I mean, first, net migration from Mexico is zero. We know that. We also know that the president, although it's not one of my favorite statistics, that he's also deported 2.8 million people. We know that a year ago they actually started the process where they were strengthening and going and actually deporting many of these criminals. But Donald Trump's thesis tonight, I mean, a lot of the things that he said, I mean, they just have to offend the common notion of America. Just one line, he says that we want to develop an immigration system to choose immigrants based on merit, skill, and proficiency. I mean, what about those people who come over and may not have all of the different attributes or may just be coming for just to actually learn how to start a small business or find a job and do all of these things.
Is that extreme vetting?
That's extreme. That's not America.
But I want to hear from
It's extreme vetting. It's also, you know, if you look at who this plays to, and if you look at the recent polling, particularly in a state like Wisconsin, where Hillary Clinton had a large lead just 10 days ago, and today's poll have her, 3 points or 5 points, depending on when you look at it. You look at the national polls, where the race is tightened significantly, and let's exclude the state of Florida, which is the #1 battleground state in the country right now. States like Ohio, Pennsylvania. This speech is directly at those people living in Ohio who have thought, for whatever reason, that their country is not what it was when they grew up, that they want to see the country the way it used to be. That's their perception of it. And what Donald Trump is talking about specifically is in those battleground states, and I've seen it across the country, those are the people, the working class individuals, who want to go back to what they recall the country was when they were growing up. It's very different now.
College-educated voters.
Bakari, yeah. Hey, listen, I need Bakari to respond to this as a Democrat on the panel because you mentioned this. Choose immigrants based on merit, skill, and proficiency. And a viewer emailed me and said, is he talking about choosing people based on merit? None of my poor Irish laborer ancestors would have made it.
I mean, no. I mean, I think it's absurd, and it should offend the notion of common decency and what it means to be an American. And to Corey's point, I mean, I understand that some people, and I use some people, and you can characterize that as whomever, but some people want America to go back to where it wasn't as brown as it is today.
All right, stand by, everyone. This is CNN Tonight. I'm Don Lemon. I'm here with my panel, Gloria Borger, David Axelrod, Michael Smerconish, Corey Lewandowski, Bakari Sellers, and Mark Preston. We're continuing our conversation. Donald Trump just delivering his speech on immigration in Arizona. Bakari Sellers, you have the floor.
And I know Mark was trying to chime in, and to Corey's point, I'll just be as blunt as possible, but there are not enough white men in the United States of America for Donald Trump to be president.
It's about putting America first, which means better trade deals, putting people back to work in cities like Detroit, in Baltimore. Those aren't predominantly white cities.
Nothing about this speech today would empower those people. Nothing about that speech today would create those concrete proposals to put people back to work. I mean, what this did, to David Axelrod's point, was bastardize an entire group of people. And yes, there are some illegal immigrants that are criminals. We know 690,000, but there are another 10.5 million people that deserve a chance.
What to do with people who are here illegally? Here's what Donald Trump said just moments ago about that.
For those here illegally today who are seeking legal status, they will have one route and one route only: to return home and apply for re-entry like everybody else under the rules of the new legal immigration system that I have outlined above. Those who have left to seek entry, thank you. Thank you. Those who have left to seek entry under this new system, and it will be an efficient system, will not be awarded surplus visas, but will have to apply for entry under the immigration caps or limits that will be established in the future. We will break the cycle of amnesty and illegal immigration. We will break the cycle. There will be no amnesty. Our message to the world will be this: you cannot obtain legal status or become a citizen of the United States by illegally entering our country. Can't do it. This declaration alone will help stop the crisis of illegal crossings and illegal overstays, very importantly. People will know that you can't just smuggle in, hunker down, and wait to be legalized. Not going to work that way. Those days are over.
So to David Axelrod, you know, this Donald Trump is saying all these things. Many people who are running for president make lots of promises. Maybe he can get it done, but it all depends. You know, Washington.